Brake pads are one of the most crucial parts of your bicycle's safety system. Whether you're riding through busy city streets, cruising on the open road, or tackling rough mountain trails, your brake pads ensure you can stop quickly and safely. Over time, these pads wear down, losing their effectiveness and potentially damaging your rims or rotors if not replaced promptly. In this video, we'll walk you through everything you need to know about replacing your bicycle's brake pads so you can ride with confidence and keep your bike in top condition. Replacing your bike's brake pads isn't as complicated as it might seem. With the right tools, a bit of patience, and some basic knowledge, you can handle this essential maintenance task at home. In this guide, we'll cover both rim and disc brake systems, explain how to choose the right pad type, and share tips to avoid common mistakes. Let's get started by looking at the tools and materials you'll need for a smooth brake pad replacement. Before you begin, gather all the necessary tools and materials. You'll need hex keys, typically 4, 5, or 6 mm, depending on your brake type. A torque wrench for precise tightening, needle nose pliers, and cable cutters if you're working on mechanical brakes. For disc brakes, a pad spreader or plastic tire lever is handy. Don't forget isopropyl alcohol and a clean cloth for cleaning, replacement pads, and optionally, some sandpaper for cleaning glazed surfaces. Wearing gloves is also a good idea to prevent contaminating your new pads with oils from your fingers. Knowing when to replace your brake pads is key to staying safe. For rim brakes, check if the pads have worn down to the indicator line or lost their grooves. For disc brakes, look for less than 1 mm of braking material. Other signs include squealing or grinding noises, reduced stopping power, or needing much more force at the lever. If you notice scoring or damage on your rim or rotor, it's definitely time for new pads. Regular checks can prevent costly damage and keep your ride smooth. Let's start with rim brakes. First, open the brake quick release or disconnect the cable if needed. Use the correct hex key to remove the pad holder bolt, then slide the old pad out of its holder. This process is straightforward, but be sure to keep track of any small parts like washers or spacers. Removing the old pads gives you a clear view of the brake's condition and prepares the way for installing fresh pads. Now, slide the new pad into the holder, making sure any orientation arrow points in the right direction. Align the pad so it fully contacts the braking surface without touching the tire or hanging below the rim. Tighten the bolt to 5-7 Nm using your torque wrench for a secure fit. Proper alignment is crucial for even wear and maximum stopping power, so take your time to get this step right. After installing the new pads, squeeze the brake lever to check pad contact. Adjust the spring tension screws if the arms don't move evenly, and make sure both pads engage the rim at the same time. This ensures smooth, balanced braking and prevents uneven pad wear. Take a moment to fine-tune these adjustments for the best performance. Switching to disc brakes, the process starts by removing the wheel. Open the quick release or through axle and take out the wheel to access the brake caliper. This step gives you clear access to the pads and makes the rest of the job much easier. Always handle the wheel and brake components carefully to avoid bending the rotor or damaging the caliper. With the wheel out, locate the retaining pin or clip on the caliper and carefully remove it. Slide the old pads out, taking care not to damage the caliper or pistons. Use a pad spreader or plastic tire lever to gently push the pistons back inside the caliper. This step is important to prevent rubbing and ensure the new pads fit properly. Take your time and work gently for the best results. Insert the new disc pads into the caliper, making sure they sit evenly and securely. Reinsert the retaining pin or clip to hold them in place. Once the pads are installed, reinstall the wheel and check that the pads align properly with the rotor. Spin the wheel and squeeze the brake lever to ensure everything moves smoothly and there's no rubbing. Proper installation here means better braking and less noise. After installing new disc pads, it's important to bed them in. This process involves performing 10-15 firm stops from medium speed, which transfers a thin layer of pad material onto the rotor. Bedding in maximizes braking efficiency and helps prevent noise or uneven wear. Don't skip this step properly. Bedded pads will give you the best performance and longevity. There are 3 main types of disc brake pads: organic, resin, sintered, metallic, and semi-metallic. Organic pads are quiet and offer good modulation, making them ideal for dry conditions. Sintered pads are more durable and provide powerful braking even in wet or muddy conditions, but they tend to be louder. Semi-metallic pads strike a balance between durability and quieter operation, making them a popular choice for most riders. Selecting the right brake pad depends on your riding style and conditions. If you mostly ride in dry weather and value quiet operation, organic pads are a great choice. For those who ride in wet or muddy environments, sintered pads offer superior durability and stopping power. Semi-metallic pads are versatile and work well for a mix of conditions. Always match the pad type on both wheels for consistent braking. One of the most common mistakes is touching the braking surface of pads or rotors with bare fingers. Oils from your skin can contaminate the pads, leading to poor braking and annoying squeaks. Always wear gloves or handle pads by the edges to keep them clean and effective. Never mix different pad compounds on the same bike. Using different types on the front and rear wheels can cause uneven braking and unpredictable performance. Always use the same compound on both wheels for consistent, reliable stopping power. Forgetting to push the pistons back before installing new disc pads is another frequent error. If the pistons aren't fully retracted, the new pads may rub against the rotor, causing noise and poor braking. Always use a pad spreader or plastic tire lever to gently push the pistons back before inserting new pads. Skipping the bedding-in process can lead to weak, noisy brakes and uneven pad wear. Always take the time to bed in your new pads with several firm stops. This step ensures your brakes reach their full potential and last longer. Using worn pads for too long can cause permanent damage to your rims or rotors. This not only reduces braking power, but can also lead to expensive repairs. Regularly check your pads and replace them as soon as they show signs of excessive wear. To extend the life of your brake pads, regularly clean your rims and rotors with isopropyl alcohol. This removes dirt, oil, and debris that can cause pads to wear out faster or reduce braking efficiency. A clean braking surface means smoother, quieter stops and longer pad life. Be careful not to spray lubricants near your braking surfaces. Even a small amount of oil can contaminate pads and rotors, leading to squeaky, ineffective brakes. Always cover your brakes when lubricating your chain or other parts, and clean any accidental overspray immediately. If your brakes feel spongy or unresponsive, it may be time to replace your cables or bleed your hydraulic system. Fresh cables or properly bled lines ensure crisp, reliable braking. Don't overlook this step, especially if you ride frequently or in challenging conditions. For mountain bikers or anyone riding long distances, carrying spare brake pads is a smart move. Muddy or wet conditions can wear pads down quickly, and having a spare set on hand means you'll never be caught without brakes. Pack them in your repair kit for peace of mind on every ride. Make it a habit to inspect your brake pads and braking surfaces regularly. Look for signs of wear, contamination, or damage. Early detection of issues means you can address them before they become serious problems, keeping your bike safe and reliable. If your pads or rotors become slightly glazed, a light sanding with fine grit sandpaper can restore their effectiveness. This removes the shiny, hardened layer and helps the pads grip better. Be gentle and clean the surfaces thoroughly afterward to remove any dust. Store your spare brake pads in a clean, dry place away from oils and chemicals. Contaminated pads can lose their effectiveness before you even install them. Keeping them in a sealed bag or container ensures they're ready to use when you need them. After every pad replacement, double-check the alignment. Misaligned pads can cause uneven wear, noise, and poor braking. Take a few extra moments to ensure everything is lined up perfectly for the best performance and safety. Always use a torque wrench when tightening pad bolts. Over-tightening can strip threads or damage components, while under-tightening can cause pads to come loose. Following the manufacturer's torque specifications keeps your brakes safe and secure. After replacing your brake pads, always take your bike for a short test ride in a safe area. Check for proper braking response, listen for unusual noises, and make sure the pads aren't rubbing. This final check ensures your brakes are ready for real-world riding. Keeping a simple maintenance log helps you track when you last replaced your pads and performed other key tasks. This makes it easier to spot patterns, schedule future maintenance, and ensure your bike is always in top shape. Brake pad replacement is a simple, affordable task that makes a huge difference in your bike's safety and performance. With the right tools, careful alignment, and regular inspections, you can keep your brakes working perfectly. Have you ever replaced your pads mid-ride or tried different pad types? Share your experiences and tips in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and ride safe.